Hello YouTubers. Okay, so I just made a video on Boost Bar and I wanted to talk about another medication that I've been on. It's Prozac. So Prozac, I'm sure you guys have heard of this medication before. I first started it, I tried it about 3 years ago, I want to say, and I remember this medication because it started off really good and it was helping me so much, and then it all went downhill for me. So that's how I remember this medication. But basically my mom had just been diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, and things were just getting really depressing for me. So I talked to my doctor, my regular doctor at Kaiser, and she decided to try me on Prozac, and well, it was interesting. I believe Prozac is an SSRI, but I'll have to go back and check because I haven't been on it, for years. But so I forgot what exactly it is, what class of drug it is. But with Prozac, what I do remember is that it takes up to a month to start feeling any, differences, and to see if it will work or it will not. So with this medication, I started off at a low dose, like your generic low dose kind of medicine. I don't know if it was 25 milligrams, around there. I don't really remember too well, but it was very low. And I just remember the first 2 weeks were pretty much awful. I had a lot of stomach pain, I had a lot of nausea, I had a lot of diarrhea. Like, it was just bad. And then I think I had some headaches, and just like all of the GI symptoms, side effects you could expect, I had on Prozac for like a good 2 weeks, right? And I didn't really have any worsening anxiety or sadness or anything like that, but it did really do a number on my GI system, and it was just hard, right? It was just like really hard, like the upset stomach. And then I was being monitored by like a team, like a depression management team at Kaiser, and then they suggested that I take the medicine with meals, that way it wouldn't be so harsh on my stomach. But anyways, it was just, the first 2 weeks were not that great. I just felt sick all the time, like when you have like a stomach virus or some sort. Yeah, I just felt sick all the time. So after the first 2 weeks, I started feeling a little bit better. I started feeling a little bit more happier, like not as sad. I don't know how to describe it. It definitely didn't make me feel like a zombie. It didn't have that kind of brain fog effect. It just made me feel a little bit less like sad, which I guess is the point, right? Yeah, so about a month in, I was doing pretty good, and I was on it for 3 months, and I was taking it, and it was really good. I didn't really feel a lot of like hunger or anything. I didn't have any weight gain, I didn't have any weight loss. I just kind of stayed stable. But yeah, and it did make me feel a little bit more level-headed, I guess is the easiest way to describe it. The symptoms that I had were really the bad physical GI symptoms. Up until the 3-month mark, I started noticing, I don't really know, like nothing had really changed then. It was March at this time. Nothing had really changed, but all of a sudden I started noticing a difference in my mood. I was getting just a little bit more depressed and having these depressing negative thoughts, and nothing had happened to cause those, like I didn't have like a breakup, I didn't have like something go wrong with me or my family or anything like that. it was just like a switch, right? And I started getting like really like having suicidal thoughts and feeling tempted to, like, the desire and urge to kill myself. And I don't really know what caused it, but at that point I thought it was Prozac, because I hadn't really felt suicidal before. I hadn't really reached that point. And then all of a sudden, after I started Prozac, like in 3 months in, it was like a big rush of, oh my god, I'm having urges to kill myself. And yeah, it was scary because I was getting tempted, you know, and I was thinking about ways to do it, and I just felt very depressed. So at that point, I talked to my doctor and I told her what was going on, and they told me to taper off, I believe. But that was the end of that, you know, so it didn't really help. I mean, at that point I was in my earlier 20s. So sometimes antidepressants can give younger adults like suicidal thoughts and suicidal ideations. So I believe that's what was happening to me, because I hadn't felt that way before. And then the only thing that really had changed was the medication, and it came on suddenly. It wasn't something I could stop thinking about. I just kept replaying it over and over again. So that definitely was one of the negative side effects, is that it made me have very depressing thoughts eventually. So that's my experience with Prozac. I don't know if you guys have had any other, you know, success stories with Prozac, or if you've had, you know, the same kinds of struggles with Prozac or different medications. But let me know what your experiences were down below. Feel free to comment. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Since I have more time now, I'm taking time off of school. I'm going to try to keep post videos on Fridays every week. So I'm going to try to do that for the next 3 weeks and see how that goes, okay? So yeah, like always, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.